Have you ever found yourself, or maybe a young learner in your life, sort of wrestling with studies, wondering if they might be falling behind? It's a pretty common concern, isn't it? Kind of a silent stressor for a lot of families.
Well, yeah. And our source material today, it kicks off with this really bold declaration. It basically suggests there's no need to worry anymore, which is, a very confident promise.
Yeah.
Clearly designed to hit that exact anxiety head on.
Okay, right. Let's unpack this then. Our deep dive today is looking into a promotional script for a tutoring service called Brilliance Home Tutors. And we're not just, reading an ad here. We want to really dissect what this service is promising, how it positions itself in the education space, and maybe what its messaging tells us about personalized learning today. The big question we're sort of circling is, can a tutoring service actually deliver on a promise as big as, changing destiny? And what does that even mean for how we think about educational support?
Yeah, what's fascinating here is just how clearly this pretty brief material lays out what seems like a really comprehensive solution. It paints a picture of academic support. So our mission today really is to explore the core features, the benefits, the unique selling points of Brilliance Home Tutors, all drawn directly from their own words, to understand what kind of support they're offering and how they claim to tackle those academic hurdles.
Okay, so right off the bat, Brilliance Home Tutors sets this tone with a clear promise. It says it's where every child gets personal guidance. That specific phrase, personal guidance, it's really emphasized in their script.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? How does the service actually scale truly personal guidance? How do you make that meaningful across, such a wide range of needs?
That's a really crucial point. Personal guidance is often seen as the gold standard in education. It's a big contrast to the usual one-to-many classroom model. It strongly suggests an approach that's tailored to the individual student, finding specific learning gaps, adapting teaching methods, giving focused attention where it's needed most. The real challenge for a service trying to do this at scale is how they make it work operationally. You'd probably need, robust tutor training, maybe even some adaptive learning tech behind the scenes, just to make sure that personalization doesn't get watered down as they grow. It's really about keeping that individual touch for every single learner.
And speaking of scale, they're casting a really wide net here. According to the source, their service covers classes 1 to 12. So that's from early elementary school all the way through high school graduation?
Exactly.
What does covering that kind of broad range tell us about who they're targeting and maybe more importantly, their capacity to actually deliver quality across the board?
Covering that huge age and grade span, it definitely signals an ambition. They want to be a long-term academic partner for a child's entire school journey. It suggests they've likely organized their expertise to handle, different developmental stages, different curriculum demands, varying levels of complexity. But for you, the learner or the parent, it implies you can expect continuity. And for the service itself, it implies a pretty significant infrastructure, right? Yeah. For matching tutors with specific subjects and grade levels. They need specialists, not just generals.
Right, specialists. And it's not just the age range that's wide. The source lists the subjects: math, science, English, social science, standard stuff, and all subjects coaching. That all subjects bit, that's a catch-all that immediately makes you wonder about the depth, doesn't it? When a service promises coverage for all subjects, what does that realistically mean if a student has a really specific, niche requirement?
It definitely highlights comprehensiveness. They're aiming to be a kind of one-stop shop for academic help. For core subjects like math or English, the demand is obviously broad and pretty consistent. But that all subjects coaching part, it raises a strategic question. How do they actually ensure quality and specialized expertise for maybe less common subjects or advanced topics within those subjects? It suggests they're committed to finding or developing resources for almost any academic need, which implies either a very deep bench of tutors or a highly flexible model for bringing in specialized help when needed.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting, especially when you think about how education is delivered these days. The source says offline or online studies never stop. That dual modality, offering both, that feels like a very direct response to modern life, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I remember cramming for exams back in college, and the idea of someone just coming to my dorm room, that felt revolutionary.
Totally. The implications of offering both offline and online tutoring are huge. It's all about maximizing accessibility and Convenience. The online option, obviously, it breaks down geographical barriers, makes quality tutoring available pretty much anywhere, which is so critical now. But at the same time, the offline option, especially with that line they mentioned right at the end, the tutor will come to your doorstep, that addresses a different kind of need. It offers the comfort, the direct interaction, maybe the structure of in-person learning that, let's face it, a lot of students and parents still prefer. So strategically, this dual approach lets Brilliance home tutors capture a much broader market. They can adapt to the student's lifestyle, parental preferences, and just ensure learning keeps going no matter what.
And then they close out with this, well, truly aspirational claim. Thousands of children have changed their destiny, now it's your turn. That's a seriously powerful statement for any promotional material. But as listeners, how should we, interpret such a bold, transformative promise coming from a tutoring service? What does changing destiny really imply in this context? Is it just grades?
That's a really interesting bit of marketing psychology, isn't it? Change their destiny implies way more than just better marks on a report card. It taps into those deeper desires we all have for a brighter future, maybe unlocking university options, building lifelong confidence, perhaps even shaping career paths down the line. It's just a profound kind of long-term impact that goes way beyond just simple academic tutoring. For you, the listener, it's meant to connect with that sense of potential, that possibility. And this is where offering that free trial class is actually very shrewd.
Ah, right, the free trial.
Exactly. It gives potential clients a tangible, low-risk way to experience just a slice of that promise. To see if the service feels like it could deliver on even a fraction of such a big claim, it makes the aspirational feel a bit more reachable.
Makes sense. And for anyone listening who might be interested in exploring this further, the source gives some clear call to action details. It says you can WhatsApp them at +91 9653 073521 or call them at 801-0375-864 or visit their website, which is brilliancetutor.com, for that free trial class they mentioned.
Right. And it all ties back nicely to their final tagline, which sort of encapsulates everything. Brilliance home tutors, now the tutor will come to your doorstep. That simple phrase, it really elegantly summarizes their core value proposition. Convenience, accessibility, and that highly personalized approach, all brought directly to the student's own learning space.
Okay, so to wrap up our deep dive into this Brilliance Home Tutors promotional material, what we've unpacked is a service that's really designed to provide comprehensive, personalized, and highly accessible tutoring. It covers a huge range of subjects, all grade levels. And their messaging aims to empower students, promising not just better grades, but maybe a more transformative impact on their future.
So what does all this mean for you, the learner, or maybe for someone you know who's seeking educational support?
Well, this material presents a pretty clear vision, doesn't it? It shows how personalized, flexible tutoring, whether it's online or offline, even right at your door, is being positioned to tackle academic challenges and maybe offer a path to broader success. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you to mull over. Beyond just getting better grades, what is that promise of a tutor at your doorstep or personal guidance? What does that truly mean for fostering a genuine love of learning? Or for building that long-term academic independence? And maybe how might this kind of flexible, super personalized model influence the future of how we all access educational support? Could it reshape